Hello guys, it's Claymore here. Another update video. Before I get to the core of it though, just gonna make a quick announcement regarding the YouTube channel itself. One of my main goals for this year is to make a much more active YouTube channel. Even if it's a video every 2 weeks, I want to get a video out every now and then. I want to schedule, so keep an eye out for that. I want to bring back the highlight videos again, and pay more attention to it. Just get that out the way and done with. But the main reason why I wanted to make this video tonight, I guess, on New Year's Day, was because I was doing what everyone does at the end of a year and the beginning of a new year, and that's reflect on where I've come from, what's happened recently to me, and where I am now. Everyone does that, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to kind of like take you back to where I have been, where I was, and where I am now. So we'll start off with me being around a kid, I guess. So my childhood was fairly normal, you know, a lot of playing outside, a lot of games, school. No, can't really say anything particularly out of the blue, really. I had a fairly normal childhood. But when I was around 10 or 11 years old, my parents went through a divorce. The process was messy, it wasn't clean, but eventually it reached some kind of conclusion when I was around, I think it was about 12 years old. My mum started taking more jobs. She started working more overtime to kind of like help pay ends meet. Me and my brothers were too young to work or anything like that, so she became a single mother looking after three, sorry, growing boys. And fortunately, it was around this time that tragedy struck. My mum was working an overtime shift. It was just me and my younger brother at home, and we had a house fire. Everything was lost. Everything was destroyed. If the fire didn't reach anything, the smoke damage did. The clothes, the belongings, the valuables, everything in that house was destroyed. And me and my younger brother watched it all happen before our eyes. It was a very horrible time. It was a very tragic experience. And it left me and my family homeless for the longest time. So obviously, anything was great at that time. Any little bit of support we could get was a godsend. It was from B&B to B&B, from hotel to hotel. It was constantly bouncing between temporary accommodation, and it left us all in a pretty rough state. Especially my mum, obviously looking after three boys when you're homeless isn't exactly an easy job. So she struggled with it. But eventually, some family on my mum's side took us in here in Yorkshire, which is where I live now, and we bunked up with my mum's sister for a full year before finally we managed to secure some longer residence accommodation through the council. And from that point on, then it was from temporary housing in terms of like just swapping between landlords and stuff. And it wasn't an easy time though. It wasn't an easy time. There was still a lot of debt. My mum was drowning in. Me and my brothers were still going to school, and we had visits from bailiffs coming and asking about money to collect for debts. We had nothing, and it was still a rough time. Skipping forward a little bit, I finished college, my 2 years in college, and I fell madly in love with this girl over the internet. And it was 6 months later that I decided to live with her over in the Netherlands. I was barely 18. I had no experience. I had no savings. It was a pretty stupid move for me to move over there, but stupid things usually come from love itself. So I ended up taking the dive, said goodbye to my family, and then I flew over to the Netherlands. As you can imagine, as someone who has not a lot of experience living abroad or in the adult life, it was amazing for the first while, but then reality started settling in, and me and my girlfriend at the time were realizing it. It got rocky from that point on, to the point we broke it off. and I came back to England. But I can say that I came back with some very valuable experience under my belt, and even though I shouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have also traded it for the time I had and the lessons I learned. So not too long after I came back, I had a little bit of a rest, got some mum's cooking down me again, and I went into hospitality as a profession. Now, if anyone who has ever worked in hospitality before can say anything about it, it's not a nice profession. You're going to get your hands dirty, long hours, usually into the night, and you're paid not a great amount at all. But it was a very accessible job for me at the time, and I decided to get straight into bar work, and it was mostly bartending and waitering for the next 6 or so years, from place to place. But the profession itself, with how much it kind of like took a toll on me, I just realized I had to get out of it 6 years later. Probably a bit too long to realize it, but like I said, it was the accessibility and the ease of getting into another job in that profession, which is what kind of kept me going. Paid the bills at the very least. So for 6 years, I stopped bartending and waitering, and I decided to move into something a bit more, I guess you could say, less taxing, and I started working in a supermarket nearby my home. Now, it was around this time that I started picking up Escape from Tarkov, which is the game I mainly play. I mainly stream. About a month goes in, I still have no clue what I'm doing. But through Blacksite, I met a friend. He was called Reefstone, and as you all might know, he is one of my best friends, if not my best friend on Twitch, and he's who I share the Discord with. He's a great dude. Check him out on Twitch. And we started playing a lot together alongside a few friends, and it was just a lot of fun. I got better at the game. We both got better at the game, and it was about 3 months into us kind of like just kind of playing Tarkov that we kind of played with the idea of streaming the game together, or at the very least, us both streaming the game. And not 2 weeks after Reefstone started, Iced went live, and it was a very nerve-wracking experience, considering I just didn't feel like I had the equipment, the time, the energy, or even the composure to stream. And yeah, it ended up being a lot better a ride than I thought it was. Let's skip forward ahead, and as of the 10th of December of 2019, I went full-time. I quit my job, I went full-time streamer, and even before I went full-time, the support from you guys, not just the Tarkov community, but the Twitch community and my Discord community as a whole, has been nothing short of phenomenal and just humbling and jaw-dropping. But it just got so much crazier after I went full-time. The support you guys showed me then was just absolutely incredible, and I am so blessed and so lucky that I get to even attempt something like full-time streaming. It's truly is amazing. And if I had any doubts, which I don't, but if I had any doubts about continuing this further, they would have been eradicated on the 10th of December. So with that, thank you. But I didn't want to just talk about that. I wanted to talk about something very important that happened in my family's life recently. That was, as a lot of you know, a problem with my mum came up. My mum suffers from a very bad back problem. She's dealt with it for years, decades even. And not just that, but she suffers from a multitude of other problems as well. She's got quite the dish of problems she deals with on a daily basis. But her main source of pain, discomfort, stress, and a lot of the time tears, was her back. And not a few months ago, it reached a point where it was unbearable. She was in tears almost every single day, and I just could not bear seeing her, nor my brothers bear seeing her in that state anymore. But we didn't have the money to pay for the injection that could, long story short, buy her a year or so of comfort. So I out of helplessness, I turned to you guys. I turned to the community, and I set up a goal of £500, which is the price of the injections for her up. And I sent it to a few friends. I posted it on Twitter, my Facebook, which I don't even use hardly these days. And I woke up and I was blown away to see that that goal was not just hit, but exceeded. Not just on the GoFundMe page, but from donations from you guys and my streams as well. My mum was in happy tears. I should clarify, happy tears when me and my brother went in the morning after I put that goal up and told her we could get the injection sorted. And then a few weeks later, she's at the hospital and she gets the injections done. And that is, I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard in my life from any of my IRL friends, from anyone I talked to ever, that a group of strangers would just band together and pay for something like that overnight. I've never seen that before. And that's something I feel like only comes from a community like Twitch and Tarkov combined. So, once again, thank you. And my family, thank you. For my mum's comfortable, at the very least comfortable lifestyle now. That's from you guys. You made that possible. And I say it often, but you guys really are changing lives when you support streamers like that, because a lot of the people don't even like talking about their problems or their family's problems, but at the very least I feel like I should keep you guys in the loop about what's going on, and you guys have just been so great, understanding, sympathetic, and generous, very generous. And my mum is ecstatic, really, that she is also, in an essence, part of this community. So again, thank you. And that's been a repeating theme this last year of streaming. You guys coming in and changing things for the better. Really. 2019, as much as it's been memed about for being one of the worst years so far in terms of everything else, for me it's been one of the best years of my life. In my 25 years of existence, it's been one of the best. Streaming, I have loved more and more with every day passing by. I love more and more bantering you guys, having fun in the chat whilst I die a lot in Tarkov. Every day has been great. Every day's been a new experience. Every day's been fun. Every day's been great. And I am so thankful you guys give me the opportunity to do something like this. And more so thankful to my family for supporting me doing this. And yeah, it's been nothing but support, nothing but best wishes, nothing but kind words, nothing but just generosity and support from you guys. And as you might know, I cried about it on stream recently after a particularly crazy stream, but you guys really have changed my life for the better. And I'm just happy that I can entertain at least most of you in my stream. I really am happy that I make that part of your days a little bit more bearable. That feels like for me that I've succeeded as a content creator, and I want to keep doing it. There's no doubt in my mind that I want to keep doing this for many years to come. So what is my plan for 2020? What is my plan? I've got a few personal goals to set in mind, mostly around my lifestyle, my fitness, my health, etc. But as far as like my career, I guess you could say, goes, stream more, improve the quality of my stream. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I want to make a regular YouTube schedule so you guys can get content on here as well. And I want to, and every affiliated streamer wants this, at least most do, I think. I want to push for partner this year. I feel like with how everything's been going recently, within the last 6 months especially, it's achievable. And the fact that I can even think that achieving something like that is possible is just a testament, once again, to you guys. Once again. So if it happens, it happens. But that would be an amazing thing to happen in 2020. Not 2 years into me streaming. I feel like stuff like that is just so crazy to think about. It really is. And that's about it. Just wanted to talk about the TLDR. We've come a long way. And I don't just mean in the streaming, talking about my family as well. And especially in the last year and a half of me streaming, we are in a better place because of you guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who follows, subscribes, donates, sends bits, even likes my stuff on Twitter, interacts with me in Discord. Every single person for that, I thank you for enriching my life and improving the quality of my life. And not just my life as well, but other people, other content creators you support. You know, you're changing lives. You're changing lives. Don't ever forget that. That is how important you are. People who support people like us who get the blessing to sit down and then just play games and chat what is essentially shit to their community. We thank you. We thank you. You are changing lives. You are making us feel amazing. And we're just happy we can make you feel amazing as a result. With that being said, guys, I'm going to sign off there. I hope you guys had a fantastic send-off to 2019 and an even better start in 2020. I will see you all tomorrow for the next stream. Until then, guys, night. I love you all. See ya.